All right, guys, I want to bring you some information about 5 ways that our monetary system enslaves you and me. Okay. Now, they don't teach this in high school, nor do they teach it in college. But being an entrepreneur since 1999 and doing it against the grain, which is not borrowing money, just using my imagination and creativity, I've learned so much and I want to share with you 5 ways that our monetary system enslaves us. Okay. The very first thing I want to let you guys know is that someone is printing some money. Okay, we don't understand this. When we clock in to get our paycheck, or when we go to our business and we open the door to start our business, we don't realize that we're working, but we're working for some paper. Okay, and this paper, this fiat money, there is a group of families, or the elite, or what's called Federal Reserve. They're printing this money on a printing machine. So while we're trading our time or being entrepreneurs, someone is printing this asset called the Federal Reserve note. Okay, so let me just stop there because that right there in itself is a Ponzi scheme that requires many of us to work and trade our time away and not go do have fun or go hang out with our families just to make money. It doesn't matter if you're a real estate investor, entrepreneur, or if you have a job. Think about what I just said. Okay. Number two, there is so much easy money that it has fooled all the entrepreneurs, okay, and real estate investors that the FICO score, your FICO score, is more important than creativity or imagination. So it's killed, hindered creativity and imagination. What do I mean by that? Well, let's imagine you're a real estate investor. Instead of creating a business where you're getting cash flow from it, today, you can go and use your home as an ATM and get a home equity loan or home improvement loan, or you can put it on your credit card, etc. So it's so much easy funds to you. But what that's doing for you is robbing you of your skills, your ability to build calluses on your hands through imagination and creativity. Okay, because you just stick your hands out and get lending. So the second way our monetary system is robbing us is because it's not teaching us how to become go and catch fish. They're just giving you easy access to money, and that's very very bad because you can see the effects of, for example, the car companies in America, where easy access to money allowed them to have so many dealers, so many locations where they were not making the best product like Toyota or Hyundai. That's why they're more reliable versus Ford or Chevy. That's why I brought to you guys over 7, 8 months ago, where these guys are not going to make cars anymore because they can't compete with the more reliable product. Okay, so this is how easy money hurts and enslaves us because it doesn't encourage creativity and imagination. It doesn't encourage sacrifice. It encourages sticking your hand out and borrowing as much as possible and worrying about your FICO score or your debt to income ratio versus what truly matters, okay, to you, which is freedom. If you want to be an entrepreneur, if you want to be a real estate investor, freedom is the key, okay? The number three reason why our monetary system enslaves us is because of inflation, because they're just printing money. The money is fiat. It's not backed by, for example, gold. Okay, some real asset. They're making your buying power decrease. Now it's a tricky way they're doing it because when you look into your banking account, let's say if you have $1,000 in there, it'll still say $1,000. However, when you go to grocery store, Whole Foods or Kroger or whatever, to buy food, the price of things have gone up. Okay, one great example is in the 1970s, you can buy a house, entry level home, medium level home for $24,000. Today, that same house is going to cost you $240,000. Okay, let me say that again: 24 to 240 since 1970. That's not that long ago, guys. Okay, that's inflation. An egg used to cost a dozen egg cost 25 cents in the 70s. Today it's over $3. Depends if you're getting organic or you're getting whatever. Okay, I hope you're following what I'm saying. Okay, now the other point about our monetary system, because of the inflation, because of the printing money, which brings to another hiccup, is that it does not encourage savings. Okay, it's not cool to be a saver in a sense that, you know, it's what's cool is to go borrow money. What's cool is to get a home equity loan. What's cool is to put it on your credit card. What's cool is to refinance. What's cool? Those are the cool things. It's not cool to, do what Henry Ford did, which is, hey, tap into his savings to start his assembly line. It's those ideas are not cool anymore. Even though those ideas is what made America great. Okay, now it's not cool. What is cool is just to borrow money, and you see that happening right now in the stock market. The reason stocks are so high is because corporations are buying back their stocks. They're getting easy money from bankers, getting into debt, buying their own stocks, propping the stock market up. Okay, so in this crash, all these things are going to pop up. Okay, now we talked about inflation, we talked about printing money, we talked about all this stuff is hindering imagination and creativity, which is the true reason of being alive. Like you have a purpose, you're meant to do something, but you're not going to do that stuff because you're worried about if it's cool, or if you're going to make enough money in it, or this is why everyone wants to be a doctor, or they want to take their corporations and make it public, because they don't care about the product or service like Tesla guy does, the guy that created Tesla. They don't care about that. What they care about is how much money can they make. So what does this mean? This means that we have a society of people that are in debt, that does not promote creativity, that does not promote sacrifice, does not promote all the true assets that make an entrepreneur. They say if you have a certain amount of debt to income ratio, if you have some kind of FICO score, then you can borrow whatever you want. Okay, and you can see from big corporations, from Payless all the way down to Sears, J.C. Penney. I mean, the name goes on and on. From retail to bankers to car dealers, businesses just okay because we're not producing stuff that's good anymore. What we care about is that production and sales. That's the only two things we do great in America now. That production on Wall Street, they have all kinds of stuff. They have mortgage-backed securities that caused the last crash. They have reverse mortgages. They have amortizations. They have all these cool tools to enslave you, right? Because they don't want people to be free. They don't want them to have a surplus. The other idea is that, which makes point number 5, is today they don't want people to be neutral or positive. What is positive? It means that you don't have debt. Everyone and their mama, even the big corporations and the government agencies and so on, they're all negative. That's what's promoted, to go negative. Okay, everyone. Okay, and if you're a saver and you're trying to go here, you can't do it because there's so much inflation. So you have to become even more smarter. It's not like the 70s or the 80s where if you had $100,000 in your banking account, or if you had $1 million in your banking account, you could live off the interest. It's not like that anymore. You have to take more risk with your money. And guess what? What are all these pensions and stuff they're doing? They're investing in the stock market. And this is why it's going to be the biggest crash ever, because so many corporations are in debt, so many governments are in debt. The average person is in debt. They don't own their car, they don't own their college education, they haven't paid for their vacation, their home, credit card. I mean, it's just out there because the story is now that you have to go in the rear to get ahead. What does that mean? You have to go get into education and debt $50,000 for college to be able to go ahead. You have to go borrow X many thousands of dollars to start a business to get ahead. Well, here at MrNoFluff.com, I teach you guys how to start a business with just your imagination and creativity. Card from a banker. I bought real estate. I started businesses, and there's a lot of different strategies that you can learn. For example, one of the ways that I bought properties without going to a bank, I share with you guys 2 ways. Okay, One strategy is called a subject to. What that means is that if you look at a HUD one, which is what you get when you go to title company and you close, I believe line 203, if I'm not mistaken. It's been a while I looked at one. Says buying houses subject to. What that means is that you could just take over people's existing mortgages. Not everyone, okay? Out of the population, maybe 20% are going to be what's called motivated sellers. What is a motivated seller? Someone that has a death in the family, someone that has lost their job, someone that is downsizing, someone that has job relocations, divorce. I mean, the story goes on and on. And guess what? We're at the time of the bubble in stocks, in real estate, not only in America, in Canada, in Australia, where we're going to have a massive wave of motivated sellers, tsunami style, like Florida hitting. Okay, and which is going to be a crazy opportunity for anyone that understands how to find motivated sellers and structure these types of deals called subject to. All right, because there's going to be a wave of people that are going to lose all their retirement money because so many old people I know they got their money in the 401s and into the stocks, and they're even taking riskier gambles because they lost so much money in the last crash. Okay, um, that's going to get wiped out. Home equity is going to get wiped out. The bankers are going to call in all their credit. The home equity loans will vanish. The credit card balances will shrink, and it's going to be hard times for many Americans. I don't want that, but that's what's going to be happening, right? And then for me, it's not financial advice. For me, I'm going to be marketing to these motivated sellers and creating a win-win situation where I can just take over their house payments because at this time they're not going to be able to sell, just like the last crash, 2006, 2007. You could go on many streets and there will be houses left and right. There will be bank-owned houses. There will be investors that got stuck flipping and they're trying to sell. There will be the actual homeowners trying to sell. There will be builders that were building and they got stuck and they got to sell. So guess what? People can't sell. They become motivated. Someone will let it go to foreclosure. Someone will do short sales. Someone will do loan modification. And a lot of them are just going to let it go to foreclosure. Or if they meet me, if I could get to them on time, okay, I'm going to do what's called a subject to. If you'd like to learn about more about subject twos or how to find these motivated sellers or how to talk to them, how to structure them, what to say to them, then I definitely recommend joining my profit sharing coaching. It's where when you cash a check, that's when I cash a check. Okay. So the whole objective of the coaching is for you and I to cash checks. We're not going to be sitting here talking about fluffy, bluffy stuff. We're not going to be talking about lecturing. We're not going to do what the other guys do to sell courses. What me and you're going to do is go do deals. Why? Because there's a big tsunami about to hit. Okay. And I've been warning people since 2016 that, hey, real estate and all these assets are in massive bubbles. Okay. So guys, thanks for watching. What I want you to do is click the like button. Let me know what state you're from. If you're interested in doing deals with me, get to mrnofluff.com and download or actually join the Mr. No Fluff profit sharing coaching, guys. Thanks. See you later.